Hello, my chicklets. Thank you for stopping by. I did put up a poll on Wednesday. Please make sure if you haven't seen that to go ahead and stop by, just so I can make sure that everyone's voice gets heard when it comes to additions to the channel. I appreciate all of you being here, and today I've got a very cute one-shot for you called Hello, My Name Is. There is a little bit of a content warning on this one, so do make sure to check out that description, and I do hope you enjoy it. A very long time ago, when the gods were still young, Aphrodite grew irritated with the fact that people who belonged together never seemed to find each other. They would settle for people who were close but not perfect, or even worse, they would end up with people who were toxic instead of supportive. In her frustration, she gifted humanity with the ability to communicate with their soulmates, allowing anything they wrote on their right arm to show up on their match's skin. At least, that is how the legend went. Janus wasn't sure if he believed in the goddess of love, but he knew he believed in soulmates, and he knew he would never get the chance to meet his. When Janus was 6, the first mark appeared. Just a mark. And a bit of an accident. But he marveled at the warmth he felt as it appeared on his skin. His parents had explained what soulmates were and what was happening. He was only 6, yet he understood that his other would be so precious and so important to him. A smile covered his face as the words crossed his arm. "Hi, I'm Patton." Eagerly, he went to grab a marker to reply when a second set of writing appeared. "I'm V." Wait, there were 2? His eyes filled with excitement for a brief moment before his mother grabbed his arm, staring down at the 2 different sets of writing. Her grip hurt, and he looked up at her scared before she muttered, "Never respond to them. Got it?" Why shouldn't he respond? Was it bad that there were 2? He slowly nodded his head, looking up at his mother with fear. He had never been afraid of her before. His mother had always been sweet and kind, but there was something in her eyes. Janus didn't respond. He wanted to be good for his mother. He wanted to keep her happy. That didn't last, though. When his father left, when his mother started working more, when Janus was in his 2nd year of high school, he was lonely. He wanted to know. He pulled out a gold pen, hesitating as he sat on the couch. The 2 always seemed happy together. Would they be okay with having another person? It didn't matter. He just didn't want to be alone. "Hello, my name is..." He didn't get to finish as his mother returned home early, the smile on her face fading as she saw her son sitting on the couch with his sleeve rolled up and a pen in his hand. Her face turned angry, the same anger he had seen as a kid, and Janus immediately began to apologize, lying to her, saying he was just reading it, trying to find any combination of words that would get him out of this situation. Nothing did. That night, he limped down the street to his only friend's house, holding his burnt and blistered arm. He was in so much pain. He could barely stand. Roman caught him, calling his mother before Janus blacked out. That was one of the worst days of his life. His mother was arrested. Janus was put into foster care for the few years he had left before his 18th birthday. He was a teenager, and he was damaged. And he was aged out. Things didn't get better. For a long time, he was on the street, having been moved away from Roman a long time ago. He had no family, he had no friends. He had learned to fight on his own. Eventually, he conned his way into a job, smiled, lied, and worked hard. It was just a job at a coffee shop, nothing important, nothing special, but it was enough to live on. He allowed his past to fade away from him, allowed himself to ignore it. He did a good job. Janus blocked out the memories, pushed away his insecurities, and never looked back at his arm. His skin was damaged. It could never be read. He had lost his connection. "And can I get a name for the order?" Janus pulled out a cup to write on it. "Just another day." "Oh, of course. My name is Patton, and the other one is for Virgil." "Hi, I'm Patton." "I'm V." He kept the fake smile on his face, forcing his body to ignore the burning of his soul. Janus wrote down the names and passed the cups along. "Will that be all?" "Yep." "That'll be $6.47. Patton pulled out the cash, handing it over to Janus with a smile as Janus finished their transaction. He continued with his fake smile, handing over the change. Virgil and Patton. They were right there. but he had lost the right to them a long time ago. Thank you all for listening. Oh, I'm joking, that's not where it ends. But Aphrodite did not like to be ignored. Virgil and Patton started coming into the cafe every day, switching between who was going to order. Janus did his best to keep on his fake customer service smile, but it was beginning to slip. Patton was kind, caring, always making sure that his words were carefully chosen so that he didn't hurt anyone's feelings. Virgil was sarcastic and snarky. Janus hated that he was falling for both of them. Your total is $647. He repeated this for what felt like the 100th time, though it had only been a few months. So, what is your real name? Janus wore a different name tag every day. It was one of the small joys he got from working this job. Not going to happen, he teased. It was worth a shot, Virgil huffed, shoving his hands in his pockets as Janus steamed the milk. Mind if I ask you a different, more personal question? There was no one else in the shop other than the three of them. Patton was sitting, kicking his feet at one of the booths as he waited for Virgil. Janus just shrugged. Can't promise I'm going to give you an answer, but considering how nervous you look, I'm going to guess it's about the scars, or soulmates. Virgil swallowed before shrugging. Both, I guess. You're still wearing long sleeves despite the weather getting warmer, which is fine if that's what you want to do. I mean, I can't say much since I still wear my hoodie, but I was wondering if the scars go all the way down your arm. They do. But you never talk about a soulmate, so how long? You'll have to be more specific, Virgil. How long what? How long have you had the scars? Did you ever get the chance to meet your soulmate? Janus handed over the coffee. Another time. Virgil frowned but nodded, walking away. Patton smiled, that adorable happy smile that Patton always got when he saw the extra whipped cream on his cup. Janus couldn't help but grab at his arm gently before going to clean up the bar. They were happy together. That was enough. It should be enough. Anytime Virgil brought up his question, Janus avoided it, finding new and clever ways to skirt around the truth. But after a week, on a particularly hot day, Patton came up to the counter and ordered their usual. Janus was too preoccupied looking at Patton's arm, though. Patton, what is that on your arm? He asked, pointing to the tattoo on his right arm. Oh! Patton gave him a sad smile. Virgil and I have a third soulmate, but we don't know who they are. We only saw them write to us once, and they didn't finish their sentence. So after a long time, Virgil and I decided to get this tattooed on our arms. Patton turned his arm to show it better to Janus. Written in a gradient of Patton's signature blue and Virgil's typical purple were the words, You aren't alone. We're here. No one had been there for him. Roman had helped, but his family couldn't take him in. Janus's mother had loved him, but it had always come with strings. His father had outright left. But there were two people who cared even though they had never even met him. He had written to them once, and it wasn't even a complete sentence. Janus couldn't fight back the tears that were sliding down his face. He reached out a hand for Patton to take. Patton took it, obviously a bit confused. It was supposed to say, Hello, my name is Janus. Patton's confusion slowly slipped away as his eyes grew wide. He looked down at Janus's arm, still covered in long sleeves, before turning to look at Janus's face. What? He sputtered, Virgil walking up to the two of them. Hey, what's going on? His voice was soft and gentle. Janus! Your name is Janus? His name is Janus! Patton let go of Janus's hand to shake Virgil gently. Patton, why is that so important? No, Virgil! Patton let go and pointed to his arm repeatedly. His name is Janus! I get off at 10 tonight, if you want to talk about this more. Janus had finally regained his composure, though his eyes were still bloodshot from crying. Yeah, I think that would be good. Virgil obviously looked confused still, but Janus went to prepare their drinks, not bothering to charge them this time. He was nervous about talking to them about all of this, but he had made them wait for so long. and he didn't want to keep waiting either. Thank you all for listening. Again, this story was Hello, My Name Is. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.